Hello, welcome to another edition of Capper Comparison Picks. I'm Ranj. Today I'll be giving you the Capper Comparison Picks for UFC Vegas 60, some select prelim fights. What I mean by select prelims is I can't cover every fight on the card anymore. My life doesn't provide me the time to do that. So I select 3 prelim fights that I'm on the fence with, and I select 3 main card fights that I'm on the fence with, and I do 2 shows a week, and then I do my Friday live stream show. So today I'm going to do 3 prelim fights for UFC Vegas 60 on fights that I'm kind of on the fence. I could go either way, and that's why I'm breaking down these fights with the Capper Comparison Picks, so it'll guide me to which way off that fence I should fall. Really quickly before I get into this, I want to just briefly explain how I did last week, because I'm kind of proud of myself. For UFC 279 DS Ferguson, I went 8-5 on Tapology, but on my bets, I kind of switched some shit up because, for example, let me just go through really quick, okay? Darian Weeks, I picked Darian Weeks. He got robbed by Johan Lainez. I think he should have won that fight, okay? I got Elise Reed right, cashed that in. Alatang Haley got that right, cashed that in. Norma Dumont got her fat ass right, cashed that in. So there's 3 in a row, bing, 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 I got those. Then the Jake Collier. Now here's the thing. The Jake Collier versus Chris Barnett fight. I picked Jake Collier in Tapology, but I bet Chris Barnett because Jake Collier was like a -400 or something, no value. So I threw like a quick scratch-off ticket on Chris Barnett. Thankfully, he cashed in. So that was the way I wanted it to go. But on going by Tapology, I didn't pick that one correctly. All right, then Dennis Talulin, awesome. Got that correct. Gelton Almeida, everybody in the world got that one correct. Nobody picked that Mr. What's his pleasure, except for Dev the Dude. I think he picked him, but everybody else picked Gelton Almeida. After that, Juicy J, another underdog pick, came through for me. Bing, 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 got all them right. Unfortunately, I picked Ion Cutelaba, but Johnny Walker, I picked him in Tapology, but I didn't bet anything on him, thankfully. So, but Johnny Walker came through the rear naked choke over Ion Cutelaba. It's like he knows how to take people down, but then that's it. He doesn't know what to do when he gets on top of them. When he gets them down, he has no idea what he's lost. All he knows is how to take a guy down. After that, it's anybody else's game. All right, Irene Aldana giving that nice liver kick to Macy Chiasson that saved me because Aldana was losing that fight and I was sweating. But Aldana came out on top with that nice liver kick. Thank you. Then Jing Liang Li, the leech, got robbed. I don't care what anybody says. Daniel Rodriguez may have won the 3rd round, but rounds 1 and 2 should have clearly went to Lee. I know one of the judges, I think Sal D'Amato, I think he judged it like 30-27. Unreal. Are you serious, guy? But nevertheless, Daniel Rodriguez got the split decision victory there. Ridiculous. Kamza, everybody knew he was going to wipe right through Kevin Holland. I mean, look, Kevin Holland got beat by Blonde Brunson. So, I mean, I like Kevin Holland, don't get me wrong, but everybody knew Kamza was going to take him out. And finally, I picked Tony Ferguson on Tapology, but after the card started, I didn't bet either one of them until right before the Nate Diaz-Tony Ferguson fight. I threw a scratch off on Nate Diaz by submission because I think that's where he had, and it cashed, baby. It cashed. So that was a good one. So yeah, overall, I made money, and I went 8-5 on Tapology. 2nd place in the Tapology contest that I entered for BC Dave's little Tapology game there. But anyway, bing, cash plus money. I did all sorts of like underdog parlays with Juicy J and that Talulin and throw in Irene Aldana in there. I do the round robin, so I made up. Let's get on with this, okay? We've got the first fight I'm going to cover is actually the first fight in the card. I was going to pick that one. Cameron Van Camp, I think, is going to get the upset there, but we'll talk about that on Friday where I go over every single fight on the card. But here's 3 fights that I'm really on the fence, so I did a couple comparison picks for them. We've got bantamweight fight between Tony Gravely taking on Javid Basharat, the Snow Leopard. Okay, Javid Basharat is the favorite because he's got a 12-0 undefeated. He's got minus 170. These odds are from Bet Online as of last night when I was gonna do this show, but then I was like, yeah. Instead, I'd rather watch. I watched Cody from Blood Money and Johnny K. I did watch their live stream and participate in the chat a little bit as I was doing research. But anyway, on with this. Tony Gravely is the older fighter. He's 30 years old. Basharat is 27. Okay. Javid Basharat, the favorite. 12-0. Snow Leopard is coming off his UFC debut win over Trevin Jones. Fantastic win for him. Looks good everywhere. The guy is yet to see defeat. Before that, he guillotined Oren Kalon in the Contender Series. And before that, he was nothing special. Before that, he went through the ranks of Octagon, Norwich Contenders, Fight Star. These are all regional scenes. I know of Octagon, but the other ones, Fight Star and Norwich Contender Series. Norwich, that's in England. Norwich, Norfolk, whatever. Norwich in England. I know it's in England. I checked it out. I'm like, all right, I never even heard of this. But anyway, he went through, and that's why he's developed this 12-0 record. Can't really, he's doing the right things. He's training out of Extreme Couture with his brother Farid Basharat, Amir Abazi, Cody Garbrandt, and JP Buys. Yes, people, you heard it. I thought JP Buys was training with himself in the corner because he never, on his Instagram, he never shows anything. But for real, Javid Basharat shows some photos, post-training photos with him and JP Bays. But it's Bays, not Buys. It's just spelled Buys. Weird. Javid is an Afghanistan. He was born in Afghanistan. He's got the 4-inch height advantage that might come into play here. The same reach, though, I do believe for both these guys, or his reach was maybe unknown. I forget, but I didn't write reach down either way. So Javid Basharat, yeah, he's decent. He's decent. No reason to say he's not good because he's shown nothing but being good. Aside from the Contender Series and his debut against Trevin Jones, I don't know any of the other fighters he's got. But on the other hand, the underdog here, the plus money, Tony Gravely. Tony Gravely's coming off a nice win over Johnny Munoz Jr. where he won by ground strikes in round 1. Before that, he out-wrestled Simon Oliveira, got a unanimous decision there. Prior to that, he lost to a good Nate Maness. Nate Maness is good. He lost by ground strikes round 2. Before that, he beat Anthony Burchak by hammer fist in round 2. And that was before. Anthony Burchak, at a moment, had a little bit of hype on him. He was decent. He's no longer in the UFC, but still at that time, he was. I think Tony Gravely stomped out the hype right there with the hammer fist in round 2. And before that, he beat Geraldo de Freitas by split decision. He trains out of, right here, American Top Team. He's been spotted on Instagram with coaches Steve Bruno and BJJ coach Marcos Parumba da Mata. And this guy is a phenomenal BJJ coach, got all sorts of accolades and everything. His training partner, primarily according to Instagram, has been the Cannibal, Alexander Pantoja, which is top-notch, if you ask me. He's got a beautiful wife named Kayla Gravely, and he is a former Virginia State wrestling champion. So I would reckon to say he's probably got the wrestling advantage here. I know, but the thing is, when it comes to wrestling, if he gets aggressive with it, Javid, Basharat can snap into that guillotine and catch him coming in for a double leg or something. So he's got to play it smart. Maybe do some upper body throws, use some of that Greco-Roman, not so much of the freestyle stuff. I don't know. I mean, he was in lower weight classes, so upper body throws is more of the upper weight classes when it comes to folk style wrestling or collegiate wrestling. But it's got to be you got to keep your chest and neck up when you're coming in going in for the leg drag. Try to get the double or single leg takedown, just so you don't get caught in that guillotine. But Tony Gravely, I think he knows that. But there is always that chance Javid can slide that guillotine in there. So this is why I'm doing the capper comparison picks, because I'm on the fence. I don't know which way to go. But so let's see what the cappers have to say in this interesting bantamweight fight. We've got taking the favorite in Javid Basharat, the AJ DeVito from MMA Experts. He likes the hype. He likes the Basharat brothers, Farid and Javid. Basharat, he thinks they're both going to be phenoms in the UFC. But taking Tony Gravely, we've got the fine gentleman Johnny K. This is why I didn't do a show last night. I was watching him and Cody on their Wednesday night live streams, picking up speed. Congratulations, Cody, on your 1,000 subscribers. I knew you'd get there. I tried to help you out as much as I can. I feature you every single week. Awesome. I'm very proud of you, Johnny K. Cody from Blood Money. Definitely check him out. Speaking about Cody, he's on the side of Javid Basharat. They're in a disagreement here. Blood Money. And he thinks Basharat's going to get a club and sub. So we're just going to race submission. He called it. I noticed Cody likes to predict club and sub on a lot of these fighters, but sometimes it comes through like that. So we're going to say Cody is taking Basharat by submission. Then we've got the Stat Diggers. Both of them, DFS by the numbers and Wheezy, are, it's not like they're overwhelmingly confident on Gravely, but they are picking him because of his dog or pass spot. That's why they're like the value plus 145 on Gravely. They're gonna take him as like the dog here. And they're not confident with it, but I think Weezy said he might go to the window and put a bet on Gravely at those odds. And finally, we've got Greedo from Greedo Plays. One of my favorite. I watch him every week. Even if I don't feature him, I do still watch. There's a lot of these guys I watch. I just can't feature everybody. I can only 5 on this show, 5 on the main card show. I can't fit everybody in there, but I do try to watch a little bit of all these cappers. And this one, Greedo Plays. He's on the side of Javid Basharat to get the victory. So there you have it. Basharat, the cappers are edging him out on the majority of the cappers that I featured here are going with Basharat. However, if you want to consider, Stat Diggers is 2 people. That's Uncle Weezy and Brady from DFS by the numbers. So it's really tie. But you know me, I'm a junkie of what kind of plus money? I am a plus money junkie. That marker's Dunzo. So I'm gonna take the plus money for the Virginia State Wrestling Champ Tony Gravely, coming out of American Top Team. I like it. I think Tony Gravely should edge out a decision over Basharat. I think he's gonna use his wrestling, get way more takedowns, and control it on the ground. Unlike Ian Kutalaba, he does know what he's doing on the ground. He's going to control the wrestling, get ground control, up against the cage control. He's too smart to get caught with a guillotine coming in there. I think Basharat's only main path to victory is to keep it standing and maybe catch him or out volume him with strikes. But Tony Gravely's strikes they're on par too. He's not just a wrestler. This boy can strike too. So yeah, I'm gonna take Tony Gravely. I think he's gonna win a decision. Oh man, he's winning by ground strikes over Johnny Munoz, ground or hammer fist by Anthony Maybe I should just take, but nah, this Basharat I think is tough as nails. I just don't think he's as powerful. I don't think he can land that bomb that's gonna knock out Tony Gravely. If he does win, Basharat's got to catch him slipping with a submission like a guillotine. Like I said, if coming in for a takedown, might get that. But I'm gonna go with plus money here on Tony Gravely to get it done by decision. Moving on. Next we have the featherweight fight between the Leech, not Jing Liang Leech, Jing Liang Li Leech, but the American Leech, Damon Jackson taking on Pat Sabatini. Unreal. I love it. This is a fantastic fight right here. I know which way I'm siding, but either one of these guys could win. This is a tricky card, man. There's not much chalk aside from that Joseph Pfeiffer. Aside from that fight, there's not really much. There's another one that's a -300. I don't have the list in front of me, but there's like 2 chalky fights. Every other fight on this card of 14, I think it's 13 or 14 fights, every other fight could go either way, realistically. There's 2 chalky ones that are pretty much locks. You want to know? Definitely the Joseph Pfeiffer fight. That's definitely a lock. Against Alan Amadovsky. Or, yeah, Joseph Pfeiffer over Alan Amadovsky. That's a lock. And the other one is, oh yeah, well, no, actually, see, not chalky at all. I could have picked pretty much any fight on here. Joseph Pfeiffer, that's a lock. The other second widest line is that Daniel Zellhuber of Trey Ogden, but you know what? Trey Ogden, you never know. Find out Friday which way I'm leaning there. But back to this, we've got Damon Jackson against Pat Sabatini. Let's talk about the favorite. Pat Sabatini's -177, coming a little bit younger. He's 31 years old. Damon Jackson is 34. Pat Sabatini, 17 and only 3 losses, and they happened quite a while ago. I want to say he's on like a 6-fight winning streak for Pat Sabatini. He trains out of Renzo Gracie, Philly, with undefeated UFC fighters Andre Petrosky, Jeremiah Wells, and Sean Brady, who is taking on Bilal Muhammad in October. Going to be a fantastic fight. I'm taking Sean Brady all the way. I think he might be the only one that might be able to contend against the likes of Khamzat. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be good stuff. Good stuff. I love the MMA. Okay. Pat Sabatini's coming off a nice win against TJ Laramie by unanimous decision. Before that, he beat Tucker Lutz by unanimous decision. Before that, he beat Jamal Emmers by a heel hook in round 1. Good on him. Jamal Emmers was winning that fight too until he messed up and gave the heel. For real, he was up on that in that fight. And he made his UFC debut against Tristan Connolly, where he won by unanimous decision as well. In that fight, it was kind of it was good fight IQ. He definitely knew he won round 1 and 2. So round 3, all he did was play cat and mouse and stay out of the range of Tristan Connolly, which I think that's what cost Jing Liang Li his fight against D-Rod last week, is because he thought he had pocketed rounds 1 and 2, and he tried to play that same shit in round 3. With these judges nowadays, man, that's a risky play. Don't think you already pocketed rounds 1 and 2. These judges are recent bias. They're judging off like, well, round 3. That, you know, I don't like that. But anyway, he did beat Tristan Connolly. Before that, he was a Cage Fury featherweight champion after beating Jesse Stern by an armbar in round 2. So he trains out of Renzo Gracie, Philly, and he switches gyms every once in a while, switches up at NPR Endurance with his coach Eric Purcell. And legitimately on Instagram, he has pictures and videos from both places. So he's switching up. I'm assuming NPR Endurance is also in Philadelphia. I don't know in regards to Renzo Gracie Philly. I don't know where it is, but still, Pat Sabatini, beast. I love him. But his opponent, the Leech, Damon Jackson, the underdog, plus money, plus 152. He comes in a 21-4-1 record, not bad at all. He's been on a nice little streak. Most recently, he beat Daniel Agueta by unanimous decision. He beat Kamuela Kirk by an arm triangle in round 2. I like Kamuela Kirk too. I picked him too. I lost money there. He beat Boston Strong Charles Rosa by unanimous decision, but that's not really, He did lose to Ilia Topuria, but Ilia Topuria is a phenom. He lost by punches in round 1. But Ilia Topuria is phenomenal. I think, what is he, featherweight, right? Yeah. So Ilia Topuria top of the. I would put him top of the rankings of featherweight for real. He should be in contention, in my opinion. Before the loss to Topuria, he had a win over Mirsad Bektik where he caught him with a guillotine round 3. So, Damon Jackson, here he will have a 3-inch height and 3-inch reach advantage and a 3-inch degrading receding hairline. But that doesn't have anything to do with the fight. I'm just saying I like it. I enjoy the hairline. He trains out of Fortis MMA. He's been spotted on Instagram training with Steven Ocho Peterson. Take that for what you will. I didn't see any other fighters posing with him for pictures. But I'm sure he's putting in all sorts. Fortis MMA is a fantastic facility. Saeed, one of the best guys you want in the corner yelling at you in between rounds and during the fight. For real. He's very influential, and not only on you, but the judges see him. And if you listen to him, oftentimes you can win. So, let's see what the cappers have to say in this taking Pat Sabatini. We've got Blood Money. He's saying Sabatini by decision. I think that would be the route to go. He seems like a decisionator. He doesn't really care about knocking people out or submitting them. He'll take the opportunity if it comes, but he's more of a decision. He likes to pocket those points in his back pocket going into round 3, so he can, like I mentioned, against Tristan Connolly did that. We also have Johnny K saying the same deal by decision. We've got Greedo, surprise, also by decision. We've got AJ DeVito, MMA experts. He didn't say by decision, but he didn't really say method, but I would imagine he's reckoning by decision. And finally, we've got the Stat Diggers, and the Stat Diggers are in the same position they were for Tony Gravely. They think this is a dog or pass spot for them, because when when it could go either way, they're gonna go with the plus money value. However, I don't have anybody else on that side. Like here, at least Johnny K was taking Tony Gravely. Here, they're for the featured cappers on my show. Not enough of them going Damon Jackson. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to go with Pat Sabatini as well. I have Philadelphia pride. I lived there for 5 years, and it's a very good chapter of my life. So I'm gonna go with the Philly Jiu-Jitsu wrestling. I mean, Jackson, he's got a good, slick Jiu-Jitsu, very good. If it goes to Jiu-Jitsu, it gets to the ground, it's gonna be an interesting fight. Same with wrestling. Stand up, I think Sabatini's can out-value him. I think he can slop it. More technical. I think he can slide those shots in there and keep distance and just play the point game. But overall, I think Pat Sabatini also has good takedown defense, if not getting takedowns for himself. The wrestling is close. The grappling is close, but I'm going to have to give the edge to Pat Sabatini there. That's why I'm going to take him to get it done by decision. As I mentioned, he is a decisionator. So there you have that. Moving on. Finally, we've got a middleweight fight between Alexander Fluffy Hernandez taking on the power bar Marc-Andre Barriault. This is going to be a close. This one I flipped back and forth and back and forth. I don't know what to do still. I put both of them in different parlay bets already throughout the week. So yeah, let's break this sucker down right here and get this more dirty as well. We've got the favorite in Fluffy, Anthony Hernandez. He's coming in 9-2. He's the -178 favorite. He is 28 years old. Marc-Andre Barrio is 32. Not a big age discrepancy, but I suppose you could say Hernandez has the age advantage there by a couple years. Anthony Hernandez, Fluffy will also have a 2-inch reach advantage over Power Bar, but Power Bar, oddly enough, has a 1-inch height advantage. So height and Chance, get out of there! Damn cat. But anyway, height and reach shouldn't be that much of a factor here. Anthony Hernandez, the favorite here, is coming off good win over Josh Fremd. Josh Fremd, I think I took him at plus money for the upset, but didn't come through. Fluffy got a unanimous decision victory there. Before that, he caught a gassed out, exhausted Rodolfo Vieira round 2 with a guillotine choke, arm in guillotine, after Rodolfo dumped his entire gas tank in round 1 trying to finish off Anthony Hernandez. That was just a cardio issue. I mean, opportunistic. I like it. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez got the win there. But before that, man, Kevin Holland took him out ground and pound. 39 seconds of round 1. Oh, not good. Before that, he had a nice win over Junyoon Park. Anaconda choke in round 2. But before that, Junyoon Park, the Joker, Marcus Perez, got Fluffy in an Anaconda choke round 2. Maybe he's like, you taught me something there. I'm going to use that in my next fight. Just coincidental, I think. But still, not a good look getting choked out by the Joker, Marcus Perez, who is no longer in the UFC. Dropped down to, I think, Bellator, I do believe. So, Anthony Hernandez trains out of the Urban Sprawl Fitness, also known as Game Fit. That's in Sacramento. He's training with his owner and coach. And also participating in Sacramento in that facility is his main training partner, Max Griffin. Seen him a lot of Instagram photos together. And also, on this card, Aspen Ladd also trains out of there with her brother. She's got a kid brother, the big little brother. His name is Shaylor. He's still an amateur, but a couple years, watch out for that kid's name. Shaylor Ladd, Aspen Ladd's brother. He seems to be a beast. Okay, so that's the breakdown of Fluffy. Now, his opponent, Power Bar, Marc-Andre Barrio. He's coming off a win, if you want to call it, over Jordan Wright, Jordan Wright does not impress me. I know he knocked out Jamie Pickett, but look what happened to Jamie Pickett last week. I mean, Jordan Wright, I don't know. Think what you want. I'm just not impressed by Jordan Wright. But Marc-Andre Barrio caught him in a guillotine in round 1, Jordan Wright. Before that, 16 seconds, he got knocked out by Chidi Bang Bang, who I'm going to talk about in the main card. I'm breaking down his fight. Chidi Njokuani took out Marc-Andre Barrio in 16 seconds by ground strikes. Round 1, 16 seconds. Unreal. Before that, he beat Dolce Lumbuimbula, who is more of a strength guy, not really technical, not the best fight IQ, not the best fighter, to be honest with you, but a physical specimen, I guess. He's got the power puncher. He beat him by unanimous decision, probably because you can't put that guy away. Before that, he beat Abu Zatar by ground and pound round 3. That's a pretty good win. I can't say nothing negative about that. And he took out Oscar Pichota by ground and pound round 2. However, that was turned to a no contest because Power Bar was eating his own Power Bars made out of Ostarine, and that is a no-no on the USADA PID. You can't use that's performance enhanced PED. It's a performance enhancing drug. Ostarine, it helps the oxygen flow better in your veins, making you have almost endless cardio. Not endless, but enough to last a 3-round fight without. Yeah, it's a fantastic drug if you ask me for performance, but it is a performance enhancing drug. So Ostarine made that win and a no contest for Marc-Andre Barriault. He's training out of Killcliff, formerly known as Sanford MMA. I love Killcliff FC. I love Henry Hooft. I think he's one of the best coaches out there. He's been spotted training with Takashi Sato. They're like best buds. Since Marc-Andre Barrio moved from, he's Canadian, you know, but when he moved from Canada down to Florida to train at Killcliff, he befriended Takashi Sato. For some reason, they do shit outside of training too. They hang out. Training with the White Lion, Johan Leones, who got that robbery victory over Darian Weeks last week. And I judged that. I'm like, Darian Weeks should have this. Everybody thought he should have it, except for Johan Leones and his corner, whatever. He's training with GM3, the legend, Gerald Mearshart. Love that. And finally, RoboCop Gregory Rodriguez, who I will also be mentioning later because he's coincidentally fighting Chidi Bang Bang in Jaquani. So I will be breaking down that fight later on. So we got the Power Bar, Underdog, Plus Money, and Fluffy Anthony Hernandez going at it. Man, it's going to be a good fight. Let's start with the favorite here, see what the cappers have to say. Taking Anthony Hernandez, we've got Greedo from Greedo Plays. I really respect his opinions on fights. He's a smart kid, knows what he's talking about, and he's taking Fluffy. But then we've got AJ DeVito, MMA experts on the side of Marc-Andre Barriault. Then we've got Johnny K. Taking Fluffy by submission. And you know what? I think that could be a path to victory for Fluffy. Barrio that's his weakness. He's not good on the ground. He's more of a he's pretty tough. He's durable. He can take a lot of punches to the face and stuff. When it gets to the ground, it's kind of I'm not very. I know he's got the guillotine, but who's that against? Jordan Wright. Ugh. He got cupped the ground in pounds, but that's not really grappling. That means he knocked them down, jumped on top of them, and followed it up with a bunch of punches. So I don't think he used wrestling to take those guys down. I could be wrong. I go back and watch those fights. But I think Fluffy choked out the black belt Hunter, for Christ's sakes. I know he was gassed, but still. Fluffy, I would say, has the advantage when it comes to wrestling, grappling, BJJ. The only thing Marc-Andre Barrio has is that he's going to Killcliff, you gotta respect Killcliff. They got the Gilbert Burns, they got Vicente Luque. They got some good ground guys. Herbert Burns, though, I mean, he'd take you down once and then gas out. We'll talk about him later when I break down the Bill Algeo fight. But anyway, Johnny K thinks submission for Anthony Hernandez. But his counterpart on the show, Blood Money, is on the side of Power Bar. Blood Money. And you know what, Cody, on his show, he's having this little comment thing. If you do a 3-leg parlay, the one that has the most plus money and that cashes in, wins like I don't know, maybe some UFC trading cards or something. I forget exactly what it was, but I was like, I'll throw it in. You know what? I used this fight as one of them, but now I'm kind of regretting. I wish I didn't use this fight and instead I used the Cameron Van Camp fight, because that one I really do like Van Camp to get it the victory over Nicholas Mota, but because that's big, that's nice plus money, nice value there. So I wish I could change, but it's already done. Whatever. So anyway, blood money's there. So we got a tie right now. We got the Stat Diggers, DFS Brady and Uncle Weezy for the tiebreaker, and they're both on the side of Fluffy Hernandez, Stat Diggers. And this one, on Blood Money's contest, I picked Barrio, and I did put him in. I picked Power Bar. I put him in a parlay with Sarah McMahon and another underdog. I want to say, I don't even remember. Oh, Tony Gravely. Yeah, I put him in with Tony Gravely, Sarah McMahon, and Barrio on the contest, and I placed that bet in real life too, not just for the contest on Cody's show. But now that I've re-looked at this, had more time, I'm gonna pick Fluffy. I think Fluffy's gonna be able to take the fight to the ground where he's gonna have a clear advantage. And Fluffy likes to bring the pressure as well. I mean, Barrio has a chance, but I'm gonna take Fluffy here, Anthony Hernandez, to get it done. I don't know about the submission. I think more of a decision. Oh man, I'm picking decision all the way, all around. Should I get? Man, yeah, I'm gonna have to go. Yeah, let's go violence. What's the over under? Oh, 115 either way. So even the bookies don't know if it's gonna go over under. But just to mix it up so I don't have decision, I'm gonna say by submission, in agreement with Johnny K. I think Anthony Hernandez gets on there. So there you have it. To recap, time check. Did I go over? A little bit over. 7 minutes over. To recap, I've got Tony Gravely upsetting Javid Basharat. I think he's going to win by a decision victory using his wrestling to control the fight and keep it wherever he wants to, on the ground or against the cage. Hopefully on the ground. Then I have Pat Sabatini with the majority of the cappers, everybody but the Stat Diggers. The only reason Stat Diggers picked Damon Jackson is because he plus money on a dog or pass spot. So they're not confident with that. They're kind of leaning that way, but Sabatini, I think, should get it done. He has a decisionator by decision. And finally, I've got Anthony Fluffy Hernandez winning a closer than you'd think fight against Powerbar Marc-Andre Barrio. I'm taking Fluffy to get it done by submission. I think he's gonna. Barrio has shit game on the ground. He does know. I mean, I don't think he's got a jiu-jitsu. Maybe a blue. I don't know. I really couldn't tell you, but I haven't heard much good things about Marc-Andre Barrio on the ground. I'll tell you that. So there you have that. Gather the info, place those bets, and cash those tickets. I appreciate you watching. Give me a few hours. I got to do a few things, but then I will come back with the main card, select main card, three fights for the main card. Capper comparison picks later on today. Thanks for watching. Good luck on your bets, and I'll see you next time. Bye.